Welcome back to the Gridiron Expert. Today I'm starting my Group of 5 football predictions, and I'm going to give my conference standings and my projected records for each team in the Group of 5. However, unlike I did with the Power 5 conferences, I'm not going to do a game-by-game prediction for each team. You will just see my projected standings, who I think will play for the conference championship if they have one, and then my projected record for each team. But feel free to comment what you think. But I'm going to do these last 5 conferences right before the season starts. Officially, the season starts today, but I'll have all these done by Saturday. So we're going to start with our first conference in the American Athletic. So these are my projected American Athletic Conference standings. We'll start over here in the East. Immediately, you can just see that I have South Florida going 12-0, which really should be expected. They have a very easy schedule. Their only Power 5 conference opponent they have to play is Illinois, they get that game at home. Shouldn't be a big deal for them. Charlie Strong going into his first year here at South Florida. They do return one of the best quarterbacks in the conference, in Quentin Flowers. Very dangerous dual threat quarterback. Teams have a tough time to stop them. And really, I don't see anybody else coming out in the East. They are definitely in the weaker division compared to the West. We'll touch up there in a minute. But I've got Temple, UCF, and Cincinnati all in a 3-way tie. And then obviously through tie-breaking rules, like I said, I'm not going to go through who beat who. But through tie-breaking rules, Temple will come out in second in the conference, followed by Central Florida and Cincinnati, whoever they all make bowls. And UConn, Randy Edsall comes in for his second stint as head coach at UConn. I don't think he's going to have a lot of success in his first year. He could get them back there. They have 14 returning starters, but I see them falling to 3-9, and East Carolina as well having another rough year. So we'll move over to the West. Houston, a lot of people might disagree with this, saying that Tulsa or Memphis should be on top. But Houston, even though they did lose Tom Herman, Major Applewhite, they promoted from within. He's now the head coach. And keep in mind, even though they lost Greg Ward at quarterback, Kyle Allen, the transfer from Texas A&M, is in at quarterback at Houston. They also returned 15 starters, not including Kyle Allen. So I think Houston's going to be probably the most dangerous team in the West by far. They're going to be heavily competed, though, with Memphis and Tulsa. Tulsa lost a lot of offensive firepower, if you remember that. I believe they lost their quarterback, running back, and a couple wide receivers. But they'll probably easily replace them. They do have a lot of starters coming back as well. I just don't see them being able to get ahead of Memphis or Houston. I really, really like Riley Ferguson at Memphis, their quarterback. I think he can be very dangerous. And if you look here, there's only one game that separates Houston and Memphis for first place in the division. So when they show down, that's going to be a huge game with major implications in who wins that division. And then Navy, I think they're going to take a little bit of a step down. They do jump SMU, though, based on the tie-breaking rules, even though I have SMU with a better record. I think they will take a little bit of a step back. I know they won 9 games last season. They only returned 4 starters on offense. I think they have more of an experienced defense. I have faith in Navy, and no doubt I think their offense could easily kind of pick it up. Will Worth obviously is gone. They had Keenan Reynolds and Will Worth, so they're having to break in a new quarterback. But usually their offense works with whoever they want to put in there. So I would not be surprised if they are a little bit better than a 5-7 record, but that's where I'm going to keep them for now. SMU with Chad Morris, I think he's really building something there, especially on the offensive side of the ball. I think they have 9 starters back on that side of the ball, and they're going to be very, very dangerous. Rafe Peavy, the transfer from Arkansas, he should be the starter this year at SMU, and I think Chad Morris is doing a great job. I think he'll get the Mustangs back to a bowl game at a 6-6 record. And in Tulane, a team that hasn't been to a bowl game since 2013, they returned 16 starters as well. And I could easily see them getting to 4 or 5 wins. They won 4 games last year. And I could see them getting up to 4 or 5. But right now, I'm going to keep them about 3-9. Schedule's a little tough. I don't feel confident about that. They have the talent there with those 16 starters back to get back to a bowl game. But right now, I'm going to keep them down with a 3-9 record. And then my conference championship, American Athletic Conference Championship, will be between South Florida and Houston. And I'm going to predict that South Florida, USF, wins that game and continues to be 13-0. More than likely, with that kind of record, will be the representative in the New Year's Six Bowl. I can see them they're already ranked this season, and if they go undefeated, they're not going to fall out of the rankings. So I think they will be the representative for the American Athletic in that New Year's Six Bowl, since they will be the highest ranked team out of the group of 5. So keep an eye on them, especially led by Charlie Strong and Quentin Flowers. I'm really excited to watch them and see if they slip up anywhere. Much like we saw, I think Houston looked like a lot last year. Navy upset them about midway through the year, then Houston kind of collapsed there towards the end. So it's going to be a very interesting season for the American Athletic. I'm very excited to watch what happens in the West, especially with the big 3, Houston, Memphis, and Tulsa. And SMU could surprise pull off a few upsets. And then these guys, Temple, UCF, and Cincinnati, will all kind of be middle of the pack I don't see any of them cracking above 8 wins. I would be very surprised. Some very young head coaches there. Luke Fickell at Cincinnati in his first year. So we'll have to wait and see. But I'm very excited to watch American Athletic this season, see how things go. So keep an eye on them. But my projected champion is South Florida, who will win over Houston in the American Athletic Conference Championship. So please continue to like, comment, subscribe, and please continue to share our videos. And we'll see you next time on the Gridiron Expert.